Imagine an act that initially seems innocent, a pleasant enjoyment, a sweet sin enjoyed in secret, which slowly and imperceptibly infiltrates your daily life. At first, it may bring just a little relief, a fleeting moment of refuge from the grayness of everyday life, but soon you notice that you seek it more and more frequently, almost obsessively craving the peace and happiness it provides. The emptiness in your soul grows stronger, something that nothing else can fill except for that particular act, which is no longer just entertainment but a vital element of your existence. The compulsion to indulge in this pleasure over and over again becomes increasingly dominant, while reality begins to blur around you and responsibility and duties drift further away. Eventually, there is hardly anything left of you, as everything is consumed by the endless desire to experience that false happiness repeatedly, something you can no longer control, something you cannot live without because it has become the central element of your life, overpowering everything else. As time passes, this act overshadows every aspect of your life, which was once just an innocent little temptation. Your work, friendships, and family all take a back seat because your thoughts and feelings are entirely dominated by this passion. In the morning, your first thought is connected to this sinful pleasure, and even in the middle of the night, you wake up because you can't escape it. Your days are increasingly defined by how and when you can immerse yourself in this feeling again, and you do everything you can to avoid the unpleasant consequences of reality. Deep down, perhaps you feel that this path leads nowhere, that it only brings destruction, but the power of addiction is so strong that you cannot resist. You turn to this sinful pleasure more and more often, even when you are suffering from unhappiness, stress, or boredom, because it is the only thing that can still bring you joy. Your life slowly falls apart around you, but you are unable to stop because the vicious cycle has already closed and there is no way out. People around you try to help, try to pull you back into reality, but you no longer hear them because you are completely immersed in this passion which pushes everything and everyone into the background. You probably guessed it right. It is lust. Lust is one of the worst sins that can ever happen to anyone. This intense, almost all-consuming emotion, which may initially seem exciting and alluring, gradually takes control of every area of a person's life. The initial euphoria and excitement slowly transform into an obsession that haunts continuously and overshadows every moment. Daily life is completely rearranged, as thoughts are constantly centered around this lust, pushing all other activities and relationships into the background. This burning sensation permeates every aspect of a person's life. Work performance declines because attention is divided, and concentration becomes almost impossible. Thoughts continually return to the object of lust, diverting attention from tasks and responsibilities. The person becomes incapable of staying present, as lust constantly pulls them back into a fantasy world where everything else becomes insignificant. Friendships and family relationships also suffer from this intense emotion. The person increasingly isolates themselves from loved ones, as the overwhelming power of lust makes it impossible to maintain genuine, deep connections. Intimacy and trust disappear because the constant satisfaction of lust suppresses all other emotional needs. The person becomes isolated, unable to share their true feelings and thoughts, and this loneliness plunges them into an even deeper abyss. Under the influence of lust, people often make decisions they later regret. Irrational actions and taking risks to satisfy lust are common. The person forgets long-term consequences and seeks only momentary gratification. This short-sightedness often leads to financial difficulties, workplace problems, and the breakdown of personal relationships. The next sin is anger. Continuous anger is like a flame burning from within, never allowing peace, destroying every positive emotion and relationship around it. The affected person increasingly becomes a captive of hostility and aggression, poisoning everyday life. Its impact is felt both at work, at home, among friends, and in social relationships. As anger is constantly present, overshadowing every aspect of human connections. Actions driven by anger often lead to conflicts, arguments, and confrontations, further breaking down relationships and increasing internal tension. The person is unable to think calmly as anger clouds judgment, perceiving every problem as overly dramatic and unsolvable. Continuous tension and anger cause immense stress. This ongoing emotional burden wears down a person's energy and can lead to serious health problems in the long term. The human body and soul simply cannot endure this continuous emotional strain over time. The person becomes isolated from their surroundings. Friends and family eventually cannot handle the constant outbursts of anger and tension, so they withdraw. The person becomes increasingly lonely because they are unable to maintain real, deep relationships. Intimacy and trust disappear, replaced by hostility dominating human interactions, making every relationship shallow and superficial. The person loses self-control, resulting in deep guilt and shame. The constant internal struggle and longing for unattainable peace erode self-confidence, causing increasing doubt about one's own worth and abilities. Life becomes meaningless as anger suppresses and consumes everything. If you're enjoying the video so far, I ask you to support me with your subscription so you don't miss the upcoming videos. And now, the next sin is laziness. The impact of laziness slowly spreads to every area of a person's life. Performance at work decreases because the individual struggles to find motivation to complete tasks. Lethargy and procrastination gradually erode commitment and effectiveness. This cyclical behavior not only reduces productivity, but also jeopardizes career progression in the long term. Neglecting household chores, avoiding personal responsibilities, and adopting an unhealthy lifestyle further exacerbate the situation. People tend to escape into passive entertainments like excessive TV watching, video games, or internet browsing, thereby losing touch with reality and the true values of life. Laziness also harms human relationships. Individuals neglect their loved ones because they lack the energy and motivation for spending quality time and nurturing relationships. Procrastination leads to missing important moments and events, slowly eroding trust and cohesion. Friends and family members begin to drift apart as they sense that the person no longer invests energy and attention into relationships. Health can also suffer significantly due to the consequences of laziness. Lack of physical activity, poor nutrition, and an irregular lifestyle are common companions of laziness. These factors can lead to obesity, cardiovascular problems, and other health complications, which diminish overall well-being and quality of life. If you want more videos about Christianity and the Bible, show your love by supporting our channel with your subscription. May God bless you.